Hi, Kelly.
Hi.
Welcome to Mesa Morning Live.
Thank you so much.
And let's just get this out of the way. Your name is Kelly?
Yes.
And you're wearing kind of a Kelly green dress?
And that was not on purpose.
And that was not on purpose?
Yes.
That's great. Can you pick up, can you hear her?
Testing.
Testing, 1, 2. Is Kelly? Okay, good. Well, welcome, and it's your first time here at Mesa Morning Live.
Yes,
you came through.
It is.
Well, thanks for being here. And what can you tell us about the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation?
We actually are now called JDRF, but we used to be called the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation. And the reason that we actually changed to JDRF is because essentially we're the largest global funder of type 1 diabetes research. So type 1 is also known as juvenile diabetes. A lot of our constituents and the people that we serve, however, are adults living with type 1. So we did rebrand to JDRF to be inclusive of that adult community. But essentially, type 1 diabetes, and I'm sure everybody probably knows somebody with diabetes. 95% of the cases are type 2, and type 2 is a metabolic condition. So in that situation, your body produces insulin, but basically your body just doesn't use it as effectively as it should. So what that can do is it can lead to high blood sugar, because when you eat, your body takes the food that you eat, turns it into glucose, and then basically that glucose goes throughout your body and gives you energy. So in order to turn that glucose into energy, you need insulin. So insulin takes that glucose or sugar out of your blood and turns it into energy for your body. So when you have type 2, your body just doesn't use the insulin as effectively, but through diet or exercise, you can actually increase your insulin sensitivity. Type 1, however, is very different. It's about 5% of diabetes cases, and it's actually an autoimmune disorder. So with a type 1 person, their immune system basically attacks their beta cells, which are the insulin-producing cells. So that person no longer produces insulin at all. So they, for the rest of their lives, have to either inject or infuse insulin through a pump. Because for type 1, there's really nothing lifestyle or diet that you can do to prevent it or to change the situation. So really, the only way to improve the lives of people with type 1 is research and technology. So at JDRF, we are extremely passionate about not only raising awareness and education surrounding type 1, but investing in those technologies and therapies that will drastically improve the lives of those living with the disease. And the great thing, however, is that a lot of the things that we're investing in, different insulin therapies and things like that, continuous glucose monitors, can also benefit the type 2 community as well. So while we're focused on type 1, our research and our impact really goes far beyond that.
That's great. I don't know if you noticed this, and I don't want to alarm you, but when you first came up, a handsome young man has joined you on stage. Do you know this guy? Is this?
No.
Okay.
This is Cameron. He is one of our youth ambassadors. So I'll let Cameron kind of tell his story.
Hi, Cameron. Welcome to Mesa Morning Live.
Thank you.
Should you be in school right now?
Actually, I'm on spring break, fortunately.
Oh, awesome. Spring break with a bunch of hoes. Come on. Put that on Facebook, my friend. All right, sorry, I'll shut up. Go ahead and tell us what's up.
So I am 17, and I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes when I was 11. So I've had it for 6 years, and I was diagnosed at the exact same time as my little brother, Davis. And then shortly after, my little sister, Charlotte, was also diagnosed. So it all came in a wave with no family history, and
wow.
Now we're going to live with it until we find a cure. So fortunately, we very quickly found a connection with JDRF, and my dad has served as on their board as a volunteer, and we've all been able to volunteer for them. I myself as a youth ambassador, and we're coming out again with our team to the walk. Our team is called the White House Walkers, because our last name is White. And so here are each of us pictured.
That's awesome. So have you got a walk coming up? Is that the thing?
Yeah, so the JDRF Walk is coming up April 9th. It's at Sloan Park in Mesa. The Cubs are actually a fabulous and fantastic partner of ours. They're wonderful supporters. We really appreciate them. So the walk, yes, thank you. So the walk, it begins at 7, well, people start coming at 7:30. The walk actually starts at 9, but it's one of our biggest fundraising events. It's also a ton of fun. The Cubs are gracious enough to allow us to end the walk in the stadium, so all the kids get to run the bases, which for my children last year was a huge deal, especially when they gave them Cracker Jacks at the end. But it's just a really good time. We've got a group of professional cheerleaders doing a performance. We've got, actually there are 3 Type 1 police officers from Glendale that are actually going to be there. So it's amazing, our partnership with them as well. They are really breaking perceived barriers of limitation, I should say, because really Type 1 does not prevent you from doing anything. So these officers are really, really a great example of how, you know, Type 1 diabetes, while it's a very difficult disease to live with and, you know, a huge challenge. It's something that you have to live with each and every day. The best analogy I ever heard was that it's kind of like having to think before you breathe. You know, when you are injecting your own insulin or infusing your own insulin, you know, it can vary from day to day, what you eat, how much exercise you have. It's literally something that you think about every single moment. So, you know, we're really trying to, you know, minimize the impact of that disease, you know, on you know, the people who are affected. But it's just a really great event, and, you know, we'd love for each and every one of you to come out and have a great time with us.
That's awesome. And the walk is April 9th.
April 9th.
Sloan Park.
Sloan Park.
That's one day that the Cubs don't mind giving up a lot of walks. Raise your hand if you had a better joke. Okay, thank you. I rest my case. You know, I was thinking. I think there's some professional athletes that are challenged with diabetes. Do you know off the top of your head? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, there are several Type 1 diabetes athletes. Max Domi, who I don't know if you all have heard of him.
Hockey player.
Yeah, how could you not hear of him? With the Coyotes, he is a Type 1. And Jay Cutler from the Chicago Bears, he was diagnosed with Type 1 a couple years ago. Several baseball players. I mean, really, it's definitely something that I don't think people talk about a lot, but it's something that's out there. You know, there are a lot of people who are affected.
That's great. Well, we can't thank you enough for stopping by, and thanks for spending your spring break at Mesa Morning Live. And good luck to you. And are you and your siblings going to be in the walk this year?
We all will, yeah.
Awesome. Thanks.
White House Walkers.
The White House Walkers.
Okay.
Well, thank you very much for coming. How about a big round of applause for Kelly and Cameron White. Big round of applause. Thanks, guys.